Well, Jason Kerr, so near and yet so far. What are your reflections on this day's cricket and the match as a whole?
Look, I can't fault them today. Obviously, we had wickets fell obviously at a lot more regular intervals yesterday, but Leachy and Varney have put an incredible stint. Leachy again showing world-class performance over the 2 days. Hampshire fought hard, and as I think Leachy alluded to in the press conference last night, we knew the surface was going to get better, so there's very little there. And it was, yeah, like you say, so close and yet so far.
Is there anything else that Lewis Gregory could have done to try to take those last couple of wickets?
Look, I don't think so. I think, the surface, at times batting looked incredibly easy and it shouldn't do. I think that's the nature of the surface. We know they get better here. But once the grass had died, there was no pace in it. We saw incredible efforts from Casey, Craig all running hard. But very little there, certainly for the seamers, and very little for the spin come the end.
Career best figures for Archie Vaughan. He's really coming on as an off-spinner, isn't he?
Well, he's an incredible cricketer. I think, again, we have to remember how young he is, but the performances that he's putting in, showing immense maturity and skill. It helps. He's bowling at the other end to Leachy, which creates immense pressure at both ends. And today, Archie got the rewards.
What about the match as a whole? Losing the first day to the wind, basically. Coming away with 16 points, would you have settled for that on the morning of the second day?
Look, I think losing a day, the nature of the forecast, understanding that surface, we played on it before, so we knew it was a really good surface. I guess you're never happy coming away with a draw, especially when you get so close. But I think the way we acquitted ourselves was an incredible performance. Can't fault the efforts or the skill. And you have to give a lot of credit to Hampshire. First innings, obviously they didn't perform how they'd liked, and they showed a lot of character today.
And terrific innings from Tom Abel and Casey Aldridge in his last appearance here at the county ground. Yeah,
look, Abe's in great form all year. He went past 1,000 runs, I think. He's obviously one of our senior performers, and it was brilliant to see Casey. He's had an opportunity these last couple of games and a vital partnership, and then I think towards the back end of his innings he showed the amount of ability and had a little bit of fun there. So to see him to get 180 at his last game at home was really pleasing for him and the team.
Somerset third in the county championship as things stand, but with that points penalty still hanging over you. Is there any news on that?
We haven't heard anything as yet. So sure, as soon as we do, I'm sure we'll. I think everyone will hear about it. But look, I think that's a fair reflection of how we've played. We had that couple of weeks early in the season where we didn't quite fire. Since then, I can't fault the guys. Been incredible, but we know it's incredibly difficult to win games here, and again, that happened today.
You've got Essex coming up at Chelmsford next week, which is always a pretty tough assignment. Are you going to have a full squad of players to choose from? Is Miggy Pretorius going to be fit?
No, Miggy's returned home, so he had a stress fracture which he managed through finals day, so a lot of credit to him, demonstrated a lot of character for us. But Miggy's returned home now, so depending how Archie and Leachy pull up after today, hopefully we're picking from everybody else that's here.